In just 14 days, one of you guys watching this video is going to get the call saying that you won the Evo. That's right, my friends. We are down to the very final 2 weeks of this Evo 10 giveaway. This thing is turning out absolutely fantastic. Could not be more excited with how it's currently looking. But now it is time to move on to performance mods. Let's head to the shop and get to work. But before we do, if you want to get entered in on winning this car, head to the website. Every $3 you spend is one entry to take home the Evo 10 or $20,000 in cash. And I have seen the question quite a bit. How do we get the car if we win? Two options. Number one, I'll ship it right to your front door. Or option number two, I'll fly you out, we hang out for the day, and you drive the car home. First link down below, go check out the website, just restocked all of the products, and you might just take home this Evo 10. I have spent the last 4 days of my life dedicated to making the exterior of the wide body Evo 10 look great. Now, in my opinion, this thing is looking fantastic. There's a few little things that we have left to button up, but today, my friends, we are finally moving on to performance mods, what truly matters. Making the car quick. As of right now, it probably makes around 250 horsepower to the wheels. When we're all said and done with all of the performance mods, it's gonna make over 500 horsepower to the tires. And then it's going home to one of you. So when I built this car, I kind of had to Frankenstein the intake setup together. I'll be completely honest, as of right now, it's extremely ghetto. So we have the AGT 57mm turbo to a factory turbo inlet taped to a random MAF housing I had laying around with an ETS filter. Did it work? Yes. Is it quality? Is it a good setup? Not in the slightest. So we're going to be replacing that. I'm going to a different intercooler BOV setup with a new BOV because that factory one doesn't sound good. And most importantly, we are going to be replacing the front mount intercooler. As of right now, it's a factory one. That thing is going to get heat soaked and not perform well whatsoever. So we'll do that. And last but not least, I want to get a new valve cover on. So when you're running a tubular manifold on an Evo 10 like we are here, the plastic manifolds can potentially be a pretty big problem. There's been cases where those will catch on fire when running a tubular manifold. Now thankfully, Mitsubishi made an aluminum valve cover, so we'll be installing that. But of course, first, powder coating it so it looks nice. Let's actually start with the valve cover. I've powder coated probably 4 or 5 Evo valve covers. It is very, very important, and I'm promising you guys, and I'll show you actually, how important it is to pull these two baffles out. I've seen people powder coat these things without pulling the baffles, and the powder coating part is fine. You don't need to do it for that. But in order to powder coat properly, you have to sandblast your valve cover. Otherwise, your powder will just flake off. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and sandblast this and try to clean it as best as possible, get all the sand out. And then I'm gonna pull the baffles and show you guys how much sand gets trapped underneath the baffles. Valve cover is fully blasted. I blew it off as best as possible. Now let's pop out the baffles and see what's underneath. Now, as I show you this, keep in mind it takes one little piece of sand to get lodged into a bearing to eat it alive. There's probably 1,000 pieces of sand. It is definitely not worth it to try and sandblast your valve cover without pulling the baffles. I went through and ground down the remainder of the little aluminum rivets that hold in the baffles. Now I need to go through, drill all of these and tap them. I'll be using an M4 Allen to hold these guys in. All 21 holes are drilled and tapped. Let's get this thing cleaned up, get it in the oven, and get her powder coated. I have everything plugged off that needs to be plugged. This thing is ready for powder. You guys wanted red. I'm gonna give you the best red ever made. Lollipop red from Prismatic Powders. It's a little tricky, and here's why. This color depends on the color that's underneath. In order to get a nice poppy red, you need to put a chrome base. So we're gonna spray chrome base first. This is Super Chrome Plus. Bake it, pull it out, spray the red, bake it again, and we'll be done. The color of this also greatly depends on how thick the red goes on. So it's a little tricky. I've done it before. We'll do it again. I wish I could stick a camera in the oven to show you guys how much this changes color, but here's the chrome, not baked. 15 minutes at 375 on the chrome. You guys see what I mean? That chrome is ridiculous. I've always wanted to do a build with chrome accents just for fun. I don't think this is the car to do it on. Yeah, I would say that's pretty sick. Valve cover is out, fully cooled down. All we need to do is install the baffles. I'm gonna Loctite all the hardware that's going in, and then we can get it swapped out for the plastic valve cover. Valve cover is on. Man, that color pops so hard against the white. I do plan on doing the brakes in the same color, which should go very, very nicely with the red decals on the wheels. Moving on to all the other mods. Let's go ahead and strip this thing down. We gotta get the bumper off, intercooler comes off, intercooler piping, and intake. I got this thing stripped down for everything that I want to replace today. Here is the factory intercooler. It had some cob piping on it, which is good piping, but I like ETS better. You guys know I love my ETS products, so here's everything we're running from ETS. Intercooler core, complete intake setup, and intercooler piping. Along with the intake, we will be running the 3.5-inch MAF housing, as without it, we would max it out, which is no good for what we're trying to do. Let's get this party started by installing the beautiful front mount intercooler. Front mounts are such a statement piece. If you have a crusty looking front mount, it literally ruins the look of the entire build. Ain't nothing better than a fresh ETS intercooler. Up next is the ETS upper intercooler pipe. We have these two pipes here, all the couplers, and all of the T-bolt clamps. Last up for the ETS goodies is going to be the ETS intake. 3.5-inch MAF housing, the pipe, all the couplers, and these two skinny hoses are for the BOV, which we will install our new BOV later on. Every ETS part is now complete. Before I call this a wrap, let's go ahead and add on a 3-port boost controller. This guy here is a Cobb 3-port. Pretty much all 3 ports are the same, made by Mac. Actually, this one is made by Mac as well. Grimspeed, Cobb, they all do the same thing. Three-port boost controller is installed. 2 goes to wastegate, 3 goes to boost pressure source. Before I call this a wrap, I'm gonna do some wiring cleanup in this area right here. So you can do a mini wiring tuck on the Evo 10 if you simply just extend this plug-in right here. This is for the Myvex solenoid on the back of the head. From the factory, the wiring runs over the valve cover. It doesn't look good. Let's get it cleaned up. The red with the red with the red with the red looks so fantastic. on this car. Now, I did mention at the beginning of the video, I'm going to test fit a new set of wheels for the car. I think this other set of wheels is gonna look pretty good. It's not gonna look as good as the ZR10s, but it's an option. It's there for you guys to choose if you want to do so. Let's get them on the car and see how it looks. Here it is, 18 by 11 Advan GTs in white. I'm not the biggest fan of the white on white, and a lot of you guys were. These wheels right here, in my opinion, fit this build perfectly. But guess what? If you happen to win and you want the Advan GTs instead of the ZR10s, the car will come on these wheels instead. Now, the tires haven't arrived. They're supposed to be here today. They're not gonna show up. They're gonna show up next week. So next week, I'll get the tires mounted on these wheels, a nice set of 285 35s, get her on the ground and see how she looks. All we have left to make this thing quick is the entire fuel system. So fuel pump, injectors, flex fuel kit, and then of course this car is gonna head to the dyno, get it tuned, and make at least 500 wheel with the AGT 57mm turbo and the fully built engine. We are down to 14 days left with this giveaway, so if you want to get entered in on winning it, first link down below, $3 spent is one entry to take her home.